global happenings today. We communicate, we analyze global news. Stay tuned.
Hello guys, welcome back to our channel. Well, the cold hands of death is beginning to bring justice according to the ex-president of Nigeria. I'm talking about Olusegun Obasanjo, and this has brought rancor between prominent politicians, especially from the southwest, as they have come for each other's throat over the issue of death as the final penalty for lawmakers who have used their position to avoid justice and law from prevailing and have used the same justice and law to protect themselves instead of, upholding justice. As the death of Kashumu has brought a lot of rancor. What the former Ekiti State Governor Fayose has condemned ex-president Olusegun Obasanjo's official statement on the death of ex-senator Buruje Kashumu. Where it was gathered that Kashumu, who happened to be the governorship candidate of the People's Democratic Party in 2019 election in Ogun State, died of COVID-19 complications on Saturday at the age of 62. Kashumu, who also represented Ogun's East Senatorial District between 2015 and 2019 at the National Assembly, will be buried on Sunday in accordance with Islamic rite at his Ijebu-Igbo hometown. The lawmaker has faced extradition to the United States for alleged drug trafficking until his death. But in a letter titled Letter of Condolence addressed to Ogun State Governor Dapo Abiodun by Obasanjo, which you're going to see as we keep talking, who consoled the family of the deceased and the state as a whole, also alleged that Kashumu used the instrument of law and politics to evade justice. The life and history of the departed have lessons for those of us on the other side of the veil, talking about those in the land of the living. That the life and death and history of him is something for we, the living, and also the political elites that are very corrupt, have a lesson to learn based on what Obasanjo said. He said Senator Ejo Jined, that's Buruje Kashumu, in his lifetime used to maneuver the law and politics to escape from facing justice on alleged criminal offense in Nigeria and outside Nigeria. Deep. But no legal, political, cultural, social, or even medical maneuver can stop the cold hand of death. When the creator of all of us decides that the time is up, the former military head of state said, while praying that Allah forgive Kashumu's sin. Okay, that's basically the letter, but you can read the letter as we continue. Obasanjo had in 2014 resigned his membership of the PDP when he wrote to the then chairman of People's Democratic Party, that's Bamanga Tuka, that he would cease to be a member of the party simply because of this same Kashumu. He said, except the party dissociates itself from this same late Kashumu. Obasanjo later had to tear his party card, that's party card membership, in the public, thereafter left the party simply because of major part of it was simply also because of the same Kashumu. And Kashumu actually is from the same state, Ogun State. Yes, you heard me right. From the same state with Olusegun Obasanjo. It looks like there's something about, the Bible says the prophet is not respected in his own home. There's something about, your own hometown person dealing with you. Don't forget that the same thing happened in Edo State where or Oshomole have been dealing with other people. When it comes to APC, they know him as Thunderstorm. Okay, he goes down to Imo State. If he puts his feet on something, if you refuse it, he will scatter it. But he tried it on Edo. His antidote, quote and unquote, seems to be Obaseki. But that's why you see him fighting to that no matter what happens, no matter what it will cost him, Obaseki must not enter that seat as an incumbent governor simply because of the kind of humiliation he has gone through in the hands of Obaseki, just because of this godfatherism. That's almost the same thing that's playing out here. I don't know what this late politician had done to the former president of Nigeria, but for him to have torn his membership card, just for the party to dissociate themselves from this same guy, and the party probably refused. He's a card-carrying member. For that reason, he had to tear his membership card. And now in his death, he couldn't still let go. He had to remind them that, look, whatever you're doing, whatever you think you are, be rest assured that whatever happens, life, God owns the life of every man. Now, but let's continue and hear what he said concerning this matter. Now, however, after this so much letter, that's very wonderful open letter written to the Ogun State governor just to console with the deceased family, Fayose had to react. That's him using his verified Twitter handle anyway. And this is what he had to say. He said, I commiserate with the family of Senator Buruji Kashumu for this irreparable loss. I'm praying for the repose of his soul. The Almighty God will console those he left behind. I also condemn the statement made by the former president on his Kashumu's death. He now went further. He said, look, it is regrettable that Obasanjo could say what he said about Buruji Kashumu after his death, and when he can no longer question him, why didn't he say that when Kashumu was alive? And I'm for that to say, look, can Obasanjo say in good conscience that he did not at some point collaborate with Kashumu, and most of the things Kashumu did politically were not with his collaboration? As in, all these things we are shouting as if we are very holy. Did you totally say? Are you saying now that you are now totally holy? Did you not go and collabor with this political, late politician that is now maybe he resisted you and now getting very angry? But let's continue. Let's hear what he finally said. He said Nigerians. Now Fayose now concluded. He said Nigerians will watch out for Obasanjo's own end. He should stop forming saints because he's not. He should also remember that his own end will come too, and nobody knows how the end will be. These are strong words, Nigerians have been looking and watching the way our politicians have been looting the country dry. When I mean loot, we loot. They loot everything. Loot plus scholarship funds. They loot funds meant for repairs of road. They loot into even the future of the generation of Nigerians. They borrow. There's no money to loot. They borrow and loot. Everything loot. When loots are safe, okay, these ones are sent. By the time they will go into a probe, you now find out that even the people probing the things, they are not saints. Everywhere, the whole system is smelling of corruption everywhere, and Nigerians are looking on helplessly. And now Obasanjo had said something. So the truth of the matter is, whether Obasanjo said it or he didn't say it, the truth of the matter is, death will come knocking. Whatever you loot, enjoy the loot, but it's an appointed unto man to die once, and after that judgment, it will come. But what will you be remembered for? For you looting fantastically? What is your legacy on earth? That money is meant for the repairs of the road. Many have died on that road simply because the money you were supposed to use to repair the road, you siphoned it. You live large with you and your immediate family. You stashed a lot of money abroad for your unborn children. While the road you are supposed to repair, many have died on that road. That's broad money we are eating. Whether you like it or yes, every man will account for that. And that, like Obasanjo said, is no respecter. Death is no respecter of position. It's no respect of political affiliation. It's no respect of color, educational background, exposure. It's no respect of power. Look at COVID-19. It was picking the big boys, just as it's picking the little young people and poor people. They had no respect because then it had no cure. Okay, but then let's look at this critically. Fayose is saying something simply because I guess Fayose looking at it in the ground that why are you calling him? How are you making him look as if he's the worst politician? Are you cleaning yourself? You're not a saint yourself. But I knew that whatever it is that has transpired between the late politician and Chief Olusegun Obasanjo, the former president of Nigeria, must have been so skin deep that even after death, he couldn't hold on to a very emotional, very deep condolence message he sends to the people, his people, the government of Ogun State, and also the family of the deceased. Because that is a strong statement. That condolence message is very deep. Maybe it would have been best done maybe in the secret, but then we still have freedom of speech in Nigeria. And hey, that's an former president of Nigeria, so he has the freedom to air his mind. He must have said, look, with all you have done, you have met death. But then that debt is not restricted to only him. It's for everyone. So we all have to get ourselves prepared. But it's a message to all, not just a message, even to Olusegun Obasanjo himself. It's also a message even to himself. So sometimes those who live in glass house, we don't throw stones. You don't know. You create a storm you can't control. But that's where we're going to wrap it up. Nigerians, we are already used to the looting, the way laws are being done. Laws are now quoted and interpreted to suit the person they wanted to suit. Look at what is happening in Edo State. I don't know, be Lagos, I don't know, be Lagos. Things are happening. Whether we like it or not, yes, if the federal might comes into play, I'm afraid even Obasanjo may not carry the day. But that's my opinion. But we are watching, because whether we like it or not, eventually the elections will come and go. But we're already seeing it. The laws, the interpretation of the law is for selected few. Too bad, but that's where we are right now in Nigeria. Maybe, hopefully, as time move on, times will change. But what do you think about Olusegun Obasanjo's write-up and the reply Fayose has given to him? That, look, whatever you are saying is a message to all. The Nigerians are also watching it. And I think it's a message not just to Obasanjo or even to the disease, but to every Nigerian politician or not. Whatever you do, there's a will that cannot be bribed. There's a force that cannot be looked down upon. It has no respect for your race or your position. When it comes, you will answer to it. So what will you be known for after you've gone? Let's meet in the comment section. What's your take on this? Let's interact. Have a nice day.